Hello, everyone. It is Mark Noble from Growth talking to you about GIS 1115, which is work we did for Wild for 2508. And this is some enhancements to their local ILL functionality. So with the local ILL that we've done, there's an issue with volume-based holds where the backend system doesn't handle those volume-based holds properly. So we needed a different way to deal with that. So what we came up with is the ability to, let me go into the library configuration here. So depending on how you have things configured, we will either be directing the patron to the materials request system, to a URL-based materials request system, or we will be prompting them for the title and the author and the volume they wish to place a hold on, with the ability for them to then email that functionality. Or if none of that is set up, we will just display the message that a request can't be placed and contact their library. So depending on how you have things set up, so if you have the materials request system set up, it is going to direct you to the Aspen materials request system. Or if you have an external request link, then you can enter the URL and it will respect that. So those are the first two options. The next option, if neither of those are set up, so if this was set to no materials request system, then we would send an email to this email address. Based off of that, there's a success message that would get sent. That can be customized. So you could say, like, this has been sent to the library, expect a response within a day or 2 weeks, whatever your kind of policies are, kind of give the patron next steps in terms of what will happen. And then if this is not filled out, that's when we're going to get the, hey, you can't do anything. So let's look at that case first. I've got 4 different interfaces set up for the Wild Consortium, just so that we can kind of go back and forth quickly. So this is the Campbell interface. And in this case, they don't have the request system set up. They don't have a backup email. So when we click on any of those, we're just going to get the same pop-up message that we have that says, hey, you have to contact the library in order to do that. Next, if we don't have a local materials request system, so this is Fremont setting, we're going to email the user or email the library. So here we're going to say request the 2018. We're going to populate as much information as we can. Voters, California. It has no author. The volume to request any sort of a note. And then when we submit, we're going to get that email delivered to us, as well as the information. So just your request has been sent to the library. That'd be customizable. And then the library gets that email in their inbox. Next situation is Sweetwater. And in this case, they're not using the Aspen materials request system, but they are using a URL. So when we click that, we're going to get a little pop-up in between that just kind of explains what's going on. When we continue, we're going to go out to our request system. In this case, all of the information in terms of title, author, and volume is provided in the URL. We can't automatically populate that by default, but if you're in control of your own request form, you could use that information to pre-populate the form. So we could fill this out to say this is Voters, California, and we want the 2018, and then we have a error in our results template. Just I've got debugging on, not a big deal. And that's just using the Aspen local web build form. The last system is going through the materials request functionality. So here we're going to do that. and we're just going to go straight to the materials request system. So here that's all pre-populated again, and because we don't have a specific field for volume, we're just putting that in the comments. You could enter any information you want there, and we'll submit that. And then that will show up in my request, and the library will get notified of it. So good functionality for that local ILL functionality. This all does work in Aspen Lita as well with the exact same functionality. So because we don't have material requests built into Lita, it is just directing them over to Discovery just like we do for Find. So it's a seamless process for patrons to get those submitted. Thanks, and we'll talk to you again next time.